Welcome to the AFoOL podcast, episode number 10. We've got life cereal, police stations, and why the universal remote changed everything.
What's up, guys? It's Mardi Gras Man 23 once again on BrickTrains' AFoOL podcast. That's Joey up there on this side. That's Joey. Joey likes to have one in the box and one to build. And that's JAABO. Right. BrickTsar. He likes to teach us all how to put boxes in boxes. And I'm Earl. So here we go again. We're off and running.
All right. Glad to have everybody back.
Yes. That's what I've been doing. I've been putting boxes in boxes, which I learned from watching BrickTsar's tutorials.
Yes, it makes you feel smart.
So our From the Vault set, as we were getting ready to talk about before the show started, is set 370 for the European market and set 585 for the U.S. market, because at that time, this would have been 1976, two different set numbers for the two different markets, but this was the police headquarters or the heliport, right?
No. This one's got a helicopter landing pad also. But it's
so which one was the first one? Did I get the wrong one here?
That's what I was telling you. The other one's blue. It's 354, I think.
354.
I like this one better.
Well, we're going to talk about it anyway, right?
Yeah.
This one's got figures and more vehicles.
So this one is one of those cool sets where you build the figure right into the vehicle.
Yes.
Can you build the figure into the helicopter? It looks like there's a space for it.
He might be ahead.
Just from the waist up.
Yeah.
The 354 came out in 1972.
Yeah, 354 came out before this one, but it's just called heliport.
Yeah.
But it is a police station, technically. That's what a lot of people refer to it as. But this one's actually called police headquarters. So this is the first one that's actually named like it's a police station.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll get back to the stats as soon as I get my screen pulled back up. I've lost myself trying to find stuff on BrickSet.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, so 1976, it had 262 pieces according to Bricklink, and according to BrickSet, this is kind of interesting. It has 280 pieces for the European version and 300 pieces for the U.S. version. So we have three different counts for two different sets, and I don't know really which one's right.
So, European version probably didn't have a piece count, and nobody really knows how Lego counts their pieces.
Yeah.
And it may be the wheels. Sometimes the wheels are what throw you off on these old sets.
Oh.
They may be counting the tires, or they may not be counting the tires.
Huh.
I wonder if the old sets came with the extra pieces like we get today.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember. From what I remember, because I had a couple sets, the little tanker truck, well, in the space sets, I don't remember a lot of extra pieces. Because I can remember my space sets. I had them memorized exactly every piece that I had to put that thing back together. And if one got lost somewhere, it was a hunt to find it.
That's my memory of building the little sets like this that came out in this era of this one. Is you didn't have extra pieces.
So it came with 4 minifigures, all the same, and they had the 1x2 white belt, so they were just a little bit taller than our current minifigures. And it also had a unique base plate, which only came in these two sets, or the same set, 2 different part numbers.
Now, you say unique because of the size or because it had the dots on it?
Because it had the dots on it,
right.
Yeah.
And it's a weird size too, but I think there may be others that had the size, but 24 by 40 is kind of
right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there was other base plates that size, but the dot pattern was a unique part of that. It retailed for $12 to $14. I actually could not find a price in a catalog, a Lego catalog. So then I resorted to my next best research project, and that's the JCPenney's catalogs and the Sears Whish books. And I found something interesting that I keep hearing dinging. It must be my computer. In the Sears catalog, there were no Lego sets listed from 1974 to 1982. They had bricks blocks.
Ew.
And this was right after, it would have been a couple years after Samsonite had lost the licensing in the United States. So I'm kind of wondering if there was some kind of big kerfuffle or whatever between Sears and Samsonite and Lego. Somebody, it feels to be like somebody had some bad blood there.
Yeah. You know, now that you say it, it does. We got the Whish books every year. And you're right. I remember just looking for the trains and the slot cars.
Right.
I don't recall the Lego being in that.
There's a couple websites that have the Sears catalogs. The Montgomery Ward's another one. The JCPenney's. I got a few of them hard copy, but I didn't have these years in hard copy, and so I went through the digital ones. And the 74 was the first year that it didn't have them, and 82 was the first year or the last year that it didn't have them. And I thought that was
that's interesting.
A little bit of unknown Lego history there. I would really like to know that story. Why?
Okay,
why is it not?
Reason.
Yeah.
Well, Sears put a lot of toys in there.
Yeah.
They put everything in there.
That's a long span too.
It is. What is that? 8 years? Yeah. So the current value is so for $370, it's about $65. $585. There's been no sales in the last 6 months. So the US version is a little more hard. I don't want to say it's harder to get, but it's definitely not for sale right now.
I have found that when I'm looking for sets in this era, even though there's like the US version, you can find more of the European versions available for sale.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems to be easier.
You think because of production or because they weren't as popular?
I think it's less were produced in North America.
So Samsonite produced sets in the United States, but they weren't then. So I guess at this point in time, everything was having to come from overseas because there wouldn't have been any. Obviously, there was no Mexican factory. There was no China factory that they have today. It would have been everything coming out of Denmark. So there would have been an increased cost too to send them over here.
Right.
So
go ahead.
No, it's and this is the last few pieces. The trans clear doors were only used in this set, and the fire station 590, and the police sign, which was one of those little weird ones that had like the slot on the bottom. It was also unique to this set.
So that's what I was going to talk about was the police sign, because it's one of those. The way it's built is like one of those sprue. It's on a sprue that you're supposed to tear it off.
Yes.
And so it's hard to find one that's not broken.
Well, it is so fragile looking.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not something that kid was going to survive kids for very long.
No,
it was going to be.
It's not the police sign and the eight spoke antenna that's in there. Those are kind you don't just throw back in with all your bricks.
Right. That's two very breakable pieces in the same set.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and those antennas, even though that they're used, they're in a lot of sets, right? In a couple different colors and stuff, but they're still
the gray's not in many, but the milky white and the white are.
Yeah. Was this a gray one?
No, this is milky white.
This is milky white. Okay, yeah. But yeah, to find one intact is
so So you said those doors are only in the, what did you say, a parts pack in this set?
A parts pack and they're right. The parts pack.
So you would think that would make these doors pretty hard to get, but yet the set's only sold for $65.
Yeah,
I wonder how pricey those doors are.
I guess there's not a demand for these doors. It's really kind of strange.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. They're odd.
And there it is, right? They're odd. They don't. I don't know how well they work with anything else. You wouldn't use them for anything modern, and I don't know that they would be a big mock. Because
I guess for people trying to complete these sets that it was in.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess what is it? Rarity does not necessarily mean high value either, right?
Right.
So
the value I would say would be the police sign, the antenna,
yeah,
and most everything in the base plate.
What about that phone brick?
That's a good question.
The foam brick, I think, was only used in this set too.
Really?
No. It was also used in 588 and 381, which is the same. The other police station. Yeah. Yeah. So it's only.
That's not a sticker, is it?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's not.
No.
Yeah, so you get all those pieces for just like a quarter.
Right. The beginning of Lego making unique pieces for just a small amount of sets.
Yeah.
So we saw what happened to that. Carried that on into the 80s and the 90s and almost bankrupt them.
Yeah.
So I guess with that being one of the first police stations, I guess it was, what do we decide? That was the first one called a police helicopter?
It's the first one called a police. It's called police headquarters or whatever it's called. But the other one, just so that nobody chastises us, the heliport has all police vehicles. It has a police sign. It's blue with a black roof, but it's called heliport. So it's a police heliport, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I missed that one when I was doing my research, so shame on me.
Well, that's the deal. It's called something else.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what I do is I look for police stations. So.
Yeah, so if you're doing research, it's kind of like.
Well, I should have known better because as soon as he said that and I went to look at it, I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute.
So did you ever discover what the L10 on the roof is for?
Lego 10.
That's kind of what I thought too. But
so what do we think of the newest police station that Lego's going to come out with next year?
They're going to have a police station next year?
I know. It's a shocker, isn't it?
Crazy. I mean, what is it, like every other video on YouTube, every other post on Instagram?
It is. Scrolling after picture of the new modular police station.
Yeah, that's the old fake haul. Here's the new police station. I don't need to buy it.
I already got it. I mean,
well, why wouldn't you already have it? Yeah. Did you?
So I actually like it. I mean, I wonder what took them so long. How did they do a town hall and a firehouse, but wait this long to do a police station? You would think the police station would have been first.
Well, it's kind of funny. They had to plan this a while before.
Yeah.
And then they had that little backlash there from somewhere, some website about putting Lego police sets, taking them offline. But I'm glad they went ahead and made this.
It doesn't have a vehicle though, does it?
I don't know. I don't look at the pictures. I just saw the one picture because 400 people posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone into the detailed breakout of what's in there.
Well, just grab it. It's in your basement.
Oh yeah, let me go get it. I never buy sets there because I've been taking the halls.
They just materialize.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's one of those things that is so redundant. It's like, get over it. But how could you imagine that? It had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
So,
the thing is, though, is because it's like people would like add on to the joke, and I would know they were adding on to the joke because they comment on every video. But then I get the random person I've never seen before just chastising me. And now, is he being serious or is he adding on to the joke?
Right.
I think some of them were serious. But yeah, anyway, I didn't want to get sidetracked. But
Yeah.
since we're talking about it, Joey, let's pull it up. Talk about the piece count and you talk about the specs a little bit. I think it's actually a pretty good value. I think it's
180.
Oh, I think it's like $199, but it has like 26 or 2,800 pieces, I think. So it's got a real good piece count for that price point, I think.
Well, hang on. I wasn't prepared for that.
Okay.
This is our audio only podcast. So I have to no pictures.
What?
It's a good thing nobody's watching me.
I couldn't believe they put I did see that they had a donut shop on it. I didn't understand the connection there.
Yeah.
That's understand the connect. Well, I think the green building's a little odd to me that it's set back
small.
like it is. Yeah. So yeah, the piece count's 2,923.
Yeah.
Going to retail for $200.
200.
Yep.
Yeah, they keep going up on the piece count and creeping up on the price. And I guarantee you that it'll be VIP, get it early on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then it'll hit everywhere for everybody on what is it, usually Saturday with the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
the VIPs who jumped on it day one missed out on the promotion.
Right.
I will not buy it until there's a promotion that's probably a $30 value.
I still have to buy the bookstore.
Last year, I haven't built the last two. I haven't built.
Yeah, I got to get the bookstore.
So what modulars do you not have that you want?
Well, I don't have the first three.
Okay.
The obvious, the first three. I don't, and I skipped Assembly Square because at the time the price point was kind of out there.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, every time I get ready to think I'm going to get it, something else comes along and it just keeps getting pushed back and back. And it's probably going to retire this year, so I'm probably going to miss out on it.
So you have everything from the fire brigade on then?
Yeah, well, it was I have all of them. I don't have the
Market Street, the Green
Grocer, Market Street, and the
Café Corner.
Café Corner. I don't have those three, and then I don't have Assembly Square, and I don't have the bookstore. I will get the bookstore.
Yeah.
Assembly Square, I'm probably not going to get that one.
That one doesn't really fit. I mean, I know it fits, but it physically fits. It just doesn't look right to me. I know maybe that's just my aesthetic, but I have it. I haven't built it. It is the only modular I have that I've not built.
You have all the other ones?
I do not have Market Street or Green Grocer, but I do have them all. I bought the Café Corner from a guy, and he had it assembled, and he said he was going to take it apart, so get it in a box, bag it all up. And I said, no. I said, just put it in the box and ship it assembled. I said, if you can't figure out how to do it, take it to your UPS store, and I'll pay them to figure it out. I said, because it's going to be faded, and it's all those red bricks. They're going to break, and it'll be, for what I had to pay for it. And we went back and forth, and he finally did it. And I am so glad when he got it. He said, because it's not faded, but it is. If you look at it and turn it, like you take one of the sections and turn it, it's not much. But if those pieces were all apart and you reassembled it, you were going to have a little, you're going to have those little faded. At least now you can't really tell from side to side unless you really, really look at it. But
I wouldn't even thought of that.
I mean, I thought about the not breaking the pieces.
Well, I didn't really know about the pieces until probably one of your videos that I seen where you were
It's been a bad year for my pieces. I mean, the X-Wing blue pieces broke that are
I
on the
just saw
inside
that.
edge. The TIE Fighter broke, and the Firehouse, or the Fire Brigade.
Well, I use the reddish brown to ballast my track on the layout, and I'm starting a little pile of broken 2x2 or 2x4 plates and 1x2 plates, and that's just me putting them on the track.
Oh wow!
And these are new pieces that I've bought through, either through Pick a Brick Wall or whatever. They're not old parts, so their problem still exists, or they have a lot of old stock that it's new.
I thought it was that mid 2000s, the 2008 to 2012 period that was bad, but this set that it broke this week was from 2001.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just a particular dye they use, because it seems like it's the same.
It does seem to be with colors. It's related to the dye.
It doesn't surprise me with the dark reds and stuff. That those are red's a funny color. Since I work in plastic, red's a funny color, and it's usually
you're wearing red.
I am wearing red, but it's also usually heavily like the talcs and some of the other chemicals or fillers and stuff that they put in or make it brittle. So
but I've got a lot of 80s pieces that, unless they were just designed thin, like helmets and stuff, they don't tend to break. But a lot of that 60s stuff, and then your 2000s, I've had more in that era. Those two eras, the 60s and the 2000s. Right.
Yeah. Well, the 60s are well known, right, with the Brittle Blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
And if they weren't, they're well known now.
They are. Well, Lego talks about how having decades of fun with the bricks, but at what point is our expectation that these bricks that are 40 years old still act like they're brand new?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're really pushing the age limit of some of these bricks.
Mm-hmm.
So is there everything that I've seen breaking is plates? Is there a problem with bricks, like the sides blowing out of an actual brick?
I dropped a blue transport truck one time. I think I even did a video of it, which will probably be a rerun at some point for you there, Earl.
Yesterday it's like 111, and then the new haul, I was like, woo, this one definitely new.
Yeah, I dropped that blue truck, and I broke several, like a 1x6 and a 1x2 that actually said Lego on it. I was like, So that's been a few years ago. But that's also dropping it on the floor. So our expectation of a new set now is that it wouldn't break.
Yeah, right? You wouldn't think.
But you drop something that's 40 years old on the floor.
Yeah, you should do a collaboration video, JAABO, of the sets to not take apart, and why not to take them apart.
Oh yeah. I can only find that out as I take them apart. Well, I also want to. If money wasn't an object, it's like I would love to buy more older sealed sets to open them.
Yeah.
Pretty much if I buy a set from the 70s that's sealed, I'm going to keep it sealed. But unless I can get a really good deal on it and I have duplicates. But it's like what we talked before about, like with grading a set.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't know what's going on inside that box.
No.
There are old sets that are 40 plus years old that have stickers. Well, what are those stickers doing inside that box? What are the tires doing? Is that oil on the tires ruining something?
Yeah, the only thing I agree with grading is baseball cards, or sports cards.
Mm-hmm.
When they put them in the case, you see the front and the back. You can, but I mean, even a comic book graded, it's all you can see is the cover. Well, what is that?
Right.
Like, okay,
because at that point you just bought a cover, right? Just the same with the set. You've just bought a box.
Yeah.
You have nothing in there.
Could be a box of rocks.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at having a sealed and a built copy, as you well know.
Yeah.
So, but I think
And
How far back did you start that? I mean, like like now you buy just about 2 of everything. But when did you start doing that?
That would probably be probably within the last 2 or 3 years that I've actually started doing it. Because when I first started collecting out of my dark age and stuff, it was just whatever I could get. If I get the parts and I had online instructions, I was happy, right? But as it's gone on, it's like, well, I need the instructions, and now I need the box. I really need the box, but that's what my brain tells me.
So when the guy did the Guinness Book of World Record largest or most built sets, which technically hasn't been officially broken, but it is broken by many people. The rules were the set had to be complete and it had to have the instructions, and he couldn't have a duplicate. So that's why I collect the instructions.
I would be interested to know how could you prove that it was complete or not?
Yeah, I don't know how long they took because he did have some bigger sets.
Yeah, I mean, you could show your tipper trucks. You got 10 of them, and you could be missing one part on this one and one part on that one. Just move the missing part around, and they all would blend in and look the same.
It's like over here on my shelf. I don't think you can see it, but I got the bat pod. It's officially every official part that's in the bat pod. I don't have the instructions, but because I didn't get the set, I pieced it together.
Right.
But it's exactly what you would have got if you opened the box.
It's a complete set then.
But I don't have the instructions.
Just print them.
That's technically not complete. But then that brings up another question. Oh man, I get sidetracked real easy.
That's okay.
Lego store models, often they just print the instructions. When you go in there and you get a copy of the instructions that they printed in the back of the
right.
That's your official instructions for the store model.
Yeah. Yes, so there's no way to tell the difference between a copy or a copy that was officially copied. I don't know. That's getting too meta.
Hey, what is that legal deal? You make a photocopy and then you write on it an official copy or a legal copy or something like that. You just write it on there.
Or let's just mail a bunch of them to Kevin and have him sign them.
Yeah.
These are official from back in the day. Where do you want to go next? You want to talk about your recent new friend, JAABO? Or you want to talk about Samson?
I have it. Yeah. I guess technically he does want to talk about his story. But so years ago, in fact, I had to go back and see when I made the video. I made a video of the Life Serial Puppet set, which is a set that I acquired copies of the instructions and then I pieced it together. And there it is. Joey's got it. It's Dan the Dancing Man is what he called it. So anyway, so we built that because it's the standard bricks and then string. And one thing we don't know is, did the set come with string or were you supposed to use your own string to make the puppet? Nobody really knows. So I did the video on it. Didn't know much about it other than it probably would have came in, but that is what it came in. So there's not like a Lego box, colorful Lego box like people expect. And you don't find many people selling those. In fact, when I got those copies of the instructions, nobody had sold them.
Oh.
And so I didn't know what they were valued at. I know that somebody paid $35 for one. And then I was like, wait a minute, I better not sell these. And then I did, when I started doing YouTube, I did the video of the puppet. And so just this week, I get a comment on that video from a guy named David Davis, who said he designed that set, and it was a contest entry. There were like 10,000 kids that submitted entries to design a Lego set, and his got picked, and it was the grand prize winner.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, I never knew that. I just thought some guy in the Samsonite Lego factory designed it.
So I wonder if that is actually the first actual Lego idea set.
Oh wow!
It's probably the first fan design set, very possibly.
And it took Samsonite to do it.
Yeah.
And so that article that I shared with Joey, so we need to get a print or a digital version of the article, because they did a write-up in a magazine. Was it a magazine or a newspaper?
It's the Denver Post. So
Denver Post, that's a newspaper then, probably.
Yeah, the Denver newspaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got a letter of, I'll never be able to say this right, but a letter of authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah. So I didn't doubt it, because people can say anything on the internet, and so he left the comment, but it had a ring of truth to it, what he said. And then I did a search for the puppet, the Lego puppet, and I found older posts. I can't remember if it was BrickSets or on BrickSet or other forums, but I found some from like 4 or 5 years ago where he said, "Hey, I'm the one that designed that." And then I said, "Hey, you got any pictures?" Because I was like, if he went to the factory and went on this thing, surely maybe they had pictures, even though it was 1969. Did we say that at the beginning? It's 1969?
1969, yeah.
1969.
We didn't, but
so I would rather have him tell.
Yeah. No, I think we should let him tell his story, but I just thought it was kind of it's an interesting piece of history that you have stumbled onto that I'm glad his story is going to get told somewhere and get recorded, because
I hope he'll come on here and tell it.
So is he still a Lego guy? Is he still an AFoOL?
I suppose, and he said that he's wants to talk about it because how Lego has progressed since then, and he still has his sets. I don't, he was 12 when all this happened, so I asked him if they gave him a copy of his set that he designed, but he didn't see a need to get it since he made it.
Right. Yeah,
12.
I noticed in his letter, he's from Owensboro, which is like 2 hours for me. And it actually, his letter, they suggested that he leave out of Evansville for Denver. Yeah. That's where I grew up. In 1969, I would have been in Evansville as he's flying out to Denver.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean,
he does not realize he's like found the right people here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Gary Stock know about this?
I don't know. I was trying to pull up. That was what I was getting ready to do. Was pull up his the digital version of his book and try to find that section on the puppet to see. But it'll take me longer than.
I need to go find my digital versions on my It's on my backup hard drive.
I wonder how close the actual for sale model is to the one that he actually designed.
Right.
Wonder if they tweaked it any.
The picture looked a little different.
It did. The picture he had looked different.
But yeah, I think he should be able to tell us, right?
Right. These are questions we can ask. And that piece of paper he has that is the letter, that's one of those one of ones.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That piece of paper is very valuable.
Well, again, rarity versus value, but there's at least two of us right here that would think they think the exact same thing. That piece of paper.
Yeah, think about you both gotta have the set. So if you had that letter framed
and the set
in the set and all like a little display case, that would be like,
dude, I'm telling you.
But he was a kid, so he played with all that stuff.
Yeah,
all the stuff that they gave him a handful of sets, decent, really decent sets for the time period. And he played with them like kids do.
Why would you not?
Talk about being a guest of honor.
Oh, yeah. Well, he will definitely be a guest of honor on our show.
Imagine that, a 12-year-old kid, and it's like, it's all about you for that day, and you get to visit the toy factory. And
he got to go to some like Western ranch dude ranch.
Like a dude ranch or something. Yeah.
So I hope he'll be comfortable talking to us, because it's a very unique story. It's maybe the first, like you said, Earl, probably the first ever fan design set, and none of us knew it.
Right.
Well, I've seen that leaflets and stuff that he talked about in that to send in, but I never knew that. I think even in Snap magazine they did, which would have been from that same time frame. They had those contests and stuff, but never knew that was what was going to become of the winning contest or entry. That it could have actually became a model, and that's cool. I actually have. Hang on, let me see. Life Cereal Puppet Set, 1969 U.S. Let me see if Gary's has anything interesting to say about it.
And I really like Life Cereal. One of my favorite all-time cereals.
The first set, the Lego Puppet, was an unnumbered set. Nothing. Gary has no information about it.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
JAABO is excited to scoop this one. This is
I'm really digging for these scoops, man. They just
this is gonna be a good one.
Oh, I know. You should do oh my goodness, his name is escaping me. A Just Too Good.
Oh yeah.
Exclusive news release video.
There'll be so many crickets.
No, you'd be surprised. I mean, it'd be like clickbait.
So we're pretty out there, and in fact, now I would say this: you won't be able to buy one of these Life Cereal puppets for the next few years off of eBay at any price, because we're getting, people are going to know they exist now, whereas there's a certain amount of people who don't know they exist. The collectors do, the diehard collectors do. But how many auctions have you lost or got the price drove up on? Because there is other people out there that are collecting. There are other AFoOLs out there. They're just not public like we are, or at least not in our circle. So there'll be people that'll want to see this and will really be interested in hearing his story. Yeah. I think it'll be great. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, think about all the people who have the collections that aren't into the social deal. Like, they're not into YouTube, they're not into Instagram, and
right, exactly, absolutely.
Yeah, I wonder who these people are, because it's like when I see the price that some of the things go for that I'm interested in, and I know Joey and we've bid against each other, not knowing it before, but I know you bid a lot for that store item,
right?
But some of the things like this, I can get that cheaper later, and the price, like on Goodwill. I used to some of the things I found on Goodwill. But now it's like the prices on Goodwill are higher than eBay sometimes. I'm like, why?
I saw a good lot on Goodwill that I bid on, but I'm not familiar with it enough to go back and see when I lost out what it sold for. Can you do that like you do on eBay?
Yeah, you gotta. Yes, you can.
Yeah, it actually had half of that VW, the Volkswagen.
Oh yeah.
It was a bulk lot, and it had half of that, didn't have the roof, but it had the bottom half. So I was looking through it. I said, I wonder if it was one of your X-Wing deals. I wonder if that whole set's in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I made a pretty decent bid on it, but I lost out. But I never could figure out how to go back and see what it went for.
It's one of the little options at the bottom, my closed auctions or something.
So we're talking about collections. So your deal on BrickSet has kind of got me putting boxes in boxes and trying to organize a little bit so I can see what all I have. So since we have the brick journals on there, how far up have you moved up the list?
Well, I moved up 2 places by adding 60-something issues of Brick Journal. I only moved up 2 places, and then somebody just skyrocketed past me because there's the next one above me is like got 50-something more sets, or 50, it says sets, but it's items really.
Right.
Well, you know, the berries are
added several hundred and passed me.
The berries are going to get you there with those magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those
Barry and Barry? They're always sending me magazines. So.
With the poly bag, so you know
that gives me a magazine and a poly bag.
Oh, so that's a twofer?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No wonder you want those sets in the U.S.
Yeah. So when I look at some of the people that have larger collections than mine, they have things on there like all of the different varieties of the base plates, like the crater plate 2-pack. I'm like, okay, do they have the sealed version of this? Or they just like, I got 2 crater plates, so I want to count that.
Right. Yeah.
And what if they have a set, and then that stuff's listed separate? So they have it in the set, and they list it twice.
See, I think you're thinking too much. You just go through there and just start clicking everything. Click.
I mean, what if you have the CMFs? If you can list the CMFs as a complete set, and then you can list them all individually.
Yeah. Yep. So I do list them individually because I want to know which ones I have.
Right.
And you can do the complete set, but some of them I don't have the complete set.
Right.
So I have to list them individually, but I don't put I do have like dozens and dozens of the unopened ones that I haven't felt the packs, but I don't have those on there. The random is listed a random bag. I don't have those listed.
Well, you don't get credit for multiple, so you should just click one of each.
Mm-hmm.
One random
that I have that I verify that I have.
Well, see, and I list each CMF that I have, so each series, and then I do click that I have a set, and I have on the wall in the other room the complete set. So that's kind of double counting because I have a complete set, but I've listed that I have each individual one, and I have usually anywhere from, I think I may only have 2 sealed. I don't know what they are out of the first series, and then like 2 or 3 of the next one. But then after that, I have like 5 of each of them that are sealed. So I don't know what they are. So I'll go ahead and I'll click that random. I got a random.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it does drive quickly.
Yeah, I had a couple of people say stuff a while back about like, well, you can game it with minifigures. I'm like, well, if I got them, I'm going to click it. I'm not going to sit there and click stuff that I don't have just to give me bigger numbers.
But minifigures are not. That's not a set unless they were separate.
Neither are magazines, Joey.
Well, that's true too. And Earl would tell you my parts packs aren't either. So,
it's a little misleading because it says sets, but it really should be items.
Yeah, it really should be Lego items
because it's gear, it's posters, it's magazines, magnets.
Yeah,
it's not really sets.
Right.
And I wouldn't be upset if Hugh changed that to another term, whether it's items. But there's still a lot of things that aren't in there. But a lot of stuff just got added. Because he didn't have any of the like the gifts with purchases from the past year were not on there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them just got added, like the red brick, the teal brick, the lightsaber, Manchester United or whatever,
the 3-pack Trinity or whatever.
Yeah,
the 3 people. Yeah,
they put it on there.
Yeah. So I wonder, those things are not, if they're not coming automatically out of Lego's database, because I think that's where he gets most of the stuff. I see where you can import that stuff, when I go to the website and I go to the my admin page, which I'm sure is extremely limited. But I guess if those things are not coming out of Lego, then somebody in his group, somebody like me or whatever, is adding that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it only took me about a half hour to put those in. It actually went pretty quick. It wasn't.
And I realized I don't have issue 1 of volume 2.
Yeah, and I gotta get the volume 1. I gotta get those in there. I know you sent me the pictures of the
compendiums, and I got the first one. I got the first one, and I was shocked because I've been looking for it for years, and there's all kinds of people selling it on eBay right now. And I found a guy had it for $5 free shipping.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, dude, this thing was $40 retail.
So have you ever noticed that if you buy something or something sells on eBay, and I guess I notice it more if I buy something, how all of a sudden there'll be more of the same item start showing up?
I think sometimes we collect oddball stuff.
Yeah.
So there might not be any selling, and people look at sold items to kind of get a price, and then people don't know what to price it, and then we buy one, and now people know what to price it. So
now they have a price. Yeah. Well, there's also a website that apparently scrapes eBay, and that's kind of what they do is like, oh, this sold for this price. And you can go to that and kind of look through that and say, oh, I do have that item, whatever it is, a truck tire to a Lego set, and put it on there. I kind of wonder how much of, obviously these people on eBay are trying to make money. So
it's hard with all the fees.
Well, it's, yeah. But if you get advantage, you needed to turn a lot of material over to, or a lot of stock, then a website like that would be pretty handy.
I don't know how some of the sellers make it. I mean, just like you bought a book, $5. You said it was free shipping?
Mm-hmm. So it had cost them at least $2.84, I think, to ship it.
Yeah.
It made $2, and then they would have had their fees, which is 30 cents plus 12%. But they got a big store, so their fees are a little less.
Yeah,
bookstore, and they sent the new fee schedule, and it's like all the different categories. I'm like, it's so depressing.
I don't pay any attention to it.
Just pay the fee and move along, right?
Yeah, it's it is what it is.
So I got one other question for you. Since my YouTube channel is not monetized, I guess you saw where they're going to run ads in front of everything. So our podcast is going to have ads in it that we can't control.
I'm hoping they don't break up the flow of like that. I mean, I would think if you're like, you got a hour-long podcast and there's like 5 ads through it, and it's just interrupting the view experience.
Right.
I don't think they're going to do that. But who knows? I mean, a while back, YouTube changed it where a video 8 minutes long could have the mid-roll ads. And if you didn't opt out of it, they automatically did it. So you will find songs, like if your favorite band's got a song that's over 8 minutes long, you'll be listening to the song, and then all of a sudden there's an ad in the middle of it. I'm like, so why?
Some of your videos have ads at the end. Is that automatic, or is that something you select?
I'm experimenting with that. I'm trying to put less in the middle because I didn't realize this for a while. YouTube just would place mid-roll ads wherever, and you could have them like 2 minutes apart. And I didn't even know it. And then I think Kaz, she told me about the ads. There's ads on one of these longer videos that I did, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's I don't want 12 ads in 30 minutes. That's kind of much.
Yeah. I think Bricksmith did that once on one of his Sunday show or whatever. He turned all the ads on, everything, and it was like it's like an hour video that turned in almost into 2 hours. Well, the time the videos or the ads were over, it was pretty bad. It was lots and lots of.
Well, the only time I've intentionally done it, I have a video that I've often thought of making private, because I get a lot of hate on it, and it was a live stream. It was the world's worst live stream. It was a Lepin supporting video.
Oh.
And I get all kinds of hate on that video, and but it made money.
I was about to say it.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I got what I did is like, I'm tired of getting all these comments because people literally think the video is supporting Lepin, or they're mad that I said something bad about Lepin. I mean, I get it from both ends on that video. The people that hate Lepin and the people that love Lepin. And so I just put a ton of ads on it. Maybe they'll get tired of the ads.
Well, you might as well take advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
Haters are going to hate. They might as well watch the commercials.
But you know what happened with that video? You know the story. What happened with that video? It was like top 5 reasons you should buy Lepin. I got something on me right now. And so people would see the title and think, "Oh, top 5 reasons you buy Lepin." This jerk, he's talking about Lepin. It's, and it got featured. The video got featured on a Lepin website.
Okay.
They
as a support video.
Yeah, as a support video, and it was just me trashing Lepin.
I do remember you talking about that. Yeah. Well, it just goes to prove they don't watch it either, right?
Yeah.
Lego steals your pictures, and Lepin steals your whole video. Well, Earl, you want to get into the comments?
Yeah.
We're going to make this one short tonight. Me and JAABO are both tired. I got to get up at 2 a.m.
Oh no, yeah, we need to wrap this up.
Well, I was up at 3:30 this morning. Okay, so I'm gonna read them as you did a little editing on them.
Okay.
I'm gonna read them off your show notes.
That's
see.
fine. So they're in reverse order. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna start at the top and go down. So
that's fine.
BlockheadUK. Being able to export, import from BrickSet is news to me. Joey definitely needs to do a tutorial so we can get the most out of it. And that's what we talked about last week.
Still, yeah.
So I started it and I did it and I went back and started editing it. And I was like, oh, I've got to do this. Yeah, I'll get there. But I couldn't even watch myself. It was like, I'm not used to doing a tutorial of a computer thing. I'll figure it out.
So Mayo for commenting on JAABO's channels. He says, I always love it when Mardi Gras Man 23 says something that's stating the obvious or witty, like opening the can of worms. Yeah, they don't call me Captain Obvious for nothing. Said I ordered the Manchester United set, the Old Trafford Stadium, because I'm a Man UTD fan, so I had to get it for December 25th. JAABO doesn't care for the specialty of that date, which we all know, so we won't say its name. I think if they made a Wembley Stadium, that would be too redundant. I think a Madison Square Garden set would appeal more to North America. Yeah, there's a lot of stadiums that would appeal to North America. I'd love an MCG stadium. Melbourne is the sporting capital of the world, after all. The MCG is one of the only stadiums in the world bigger than Michigan and Ann Arbor. I'm so tired of mechs, I'd be more upset if someone took apart a mock than a set. So we're all tired of mechs. And
where is Melbourne in Australia?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a Melbourne in Australia. If that's the one.
Well, I'm pretty sure every night when I'm watching sports, I'm looking for what's going on in Australia. Sorry, Mayo.
Yeah, there's a lot of stadiums that would be good, but I think that FOCO, or I think that's what it's called. They must have the college rights because they do a lot of college stadiums.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's an iconic sporting stadium in the United States that you could think? What was something that would come?
The one that USC plays at.
Oh yeah, Coliseum.
Yeah.
That'd be a better
Yeah.
Coliseum than the one that Lego made. I was so glad to find out that a Lego Coliseum was not an idea set. I thought it was an idea set for some reason. That's me, because I don't look at the news.
Well, now the idea sets, it seems like they're looking for the 3,000 and 4,000 piece set. We used to think there was no way they would make it an idea set because of the amount of pieces.
Right. I actually honestly thought the Coliseum was an idea set too. Why? I didn't. Okay.
It's a creator.
It's a creator set. Okay. Yeah.
So
it's new stuff. I don't pay attention to the new stuff.
Oh, speaking of that, JAABO, the new police station is in the black box creator adult box, and it's even labeled. It's got a new instead of a creator set, it's got a new type, some kind of new theme.
Hang on,
expert. I heard they were changing all that. Well,
it is.
I won't be able to build it because it's
creator expert. Yeah.
Is it still creator expert?
Yeah, that's what it's listed as on BrickTsar anyway.
Yeah, I think it changed. It's something different.
Let me look at the box image.
And it's because I'm too stupid to know if I need to buy it unless they put 18 plus on it.
Modular building collection.
There you go. That's.
And so I got a sports related question before we go on to the next comment. Why is the two most bitter rivals in the NFL? I don't care what anybody else says. The two most bitter rivals in the NFL are the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Why do both of them play in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium? That's the stupidest thing Atlanta has ever done.
I'm kind of thinking that when New Orleans' contract is up, they might lose the Mercedes deal.
Oh. I'm like, this is so dumb.
We all look. That was a Louisiana thing. Whenever that stadium was named, it was like, the two things. You got to copy us in 28-3.
And believe me, we're not proud of. I'm more proud of the 28-3 than I am the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So,
yeah, they made so much fun of that the way it opens like a flower, but it's actually pretty. It's pretty cool.
It's a nice stadium. The stadium's nice, but I just don't understand why we had to have the branding be the same as our arch rival. And I will debate anybody. That is the biggest rivalry. The most balanced rivalry in NFL. It's the Falcons versus.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. There's a t-shirt company in New Orleans that I think they got their start by making mock Falcons shirts. And they do a new shirt every month. It's just like a shirt of the month club, right? So you can go to their store and buy their shirts, or you can be a member, and every month you can yes, I want the shirt, or no, you're not forced to buy the shirt. You get to preview a month, like a couple weeks ahead of time. And every year there's a new hate Falcon shirt. And it's probably like their biggest seller.
Yeah. You secretly like the Falcons. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the other comments.
One thing that you said it's modular. What is it? Modular? What's the theme?
Oh, the new one?
Modular buildings.
It says on the box, Modular Buildings Collection. Like, could you imagine being in a boardroom, three guys like just spitballing ideas for 3 hours, and then somebody says, you know what? Let's just call it the Modular Buildings. All right, we're done. Had enough of this.
The sad thing is they probably had focus groups, and they were looking at these surveys that people do, and they probably spent more money than you would think on marketing that and coming up with that idea.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that's in the room is like, that's a stupid idea. I may not know what will work, but I know what sounds stupid.
So you have a timestamp here, and it says I'm a super AFoOL. I think that's because Mayo made it to the end of our 2-hour documentary last week.
May have been, yeah.
He's the one guy.
The statistics are prove that out, yeah.
So Dude Jude says, "Good one, guys. Hint: it had yellow and black parts. What was it? LOL. Keep up the good work."
I still don't know what it was.
Yellow and black. So it's wasn't there a train, a yellow and a black kind of cargo train? Am I thinking?
Oh, we are still. Yeah, there was the yellow and black train.
There's an antique car that was yellow and black.
Yeah.
I don't know what year I'm looking for with Dude Jude here.
Well, next week we'll get that hint.
The ongoing series.
Give us a time frame, Dude Jude.
We're never going to guess
it. Jody Smith says, "What I would like to see Lego do is make an honest-to-goodness Western theme or Pirates theme, and not just do like they did with Lone Ranger movie or Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and say, well, we made a Western theme. Well, we made a Pirates theme. Now you can shut up thinking they're trying to pacify us by trying to, well, when they release those movies that we gave you what you want, because I know what I would really like to see is an honest-to-goodness Western theme or a Pirates theme. And I can bet for a fact there are enough people who would really appreciate for this to happen. It's just Lego is so focused on licensed theme sets, not saying they are bad, but that Lego has forgotten about themes that people cherish, that people wish they would bring back and start producing again. So it's probably going to be hard to do Pirates or Western and nowadays politically correct. Because no matter what they do, you can always look at the devil's advocate, that's
an excellent point.
The other side, that's why everything's got to be vanilla. And if it's based on a movie theme, that's what it's based on. It's not profiling or whatever.
Yeah, if they did Indians, it would get a lot of backlash.
Yeah. And I like those sets. I have a lot of the Western sets, and
I don't have any of those that Western theme, but those were that's in the time frame that I missed out because I was just at that point I was just looking at trains and maybe some of the bigger sets, but those are some really good sets.
I'll say one thing that Lego did right, I think, with the Western theme that came out. It was late 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the Indians weren't the bad guys.
Correct. Yes.
They had some bandits, but
they had bad guys.
Another group of people.
Right. Yeah, you are right about that. They didn't carry that stereotype forward, but they also that's the Europeans looking in too, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess they probably didn't play cowboys and Indians like,
Well, Western was, when I was a kid, it was kind of like the end of the Western era, but Westerns were like big. You had your Bonanzas, your Ponderosas, your
Gunsmoke.
Shane. You had when John Wayne died, that's when Westerns died, I guess.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was going to say Pirates would probably be a little easier, I guess, from a politically correct standpoint. But
yeah. All right. So Jody Smith says it's what I call scalpers, people who post things for sale on resale sites like eBay and others before whatever it is to be released hits store shelves. I know it's bad among Lego and the Lego community, but it happens even more so among the model train community. But when the train community, that's a whole nother can of worms that has gotten people into serious trouble for doing what I call scalping. That must be referring to what we were talking about, the Black Widow sets and the best
Nebulon B.
Yeah, that it's like they're sold out, but yet somebody has 4 copies to sell on eBay. The day it's sold out.
The day it's sold out, yeah.
Yeah. Which is, and then we have this mysterious guy, BrickTsar, says the code was F01.
Yeah. If this is a regular video on my channel, I'd have to pin you to the top for getting the right answer.
The way I do your pin the comment is I try to know it.
You try to know it?
I hope that I know it, but it's like the name, you did one of them with the adventures. I don't know if it was an old video or a new one that you just posted. What was the name of the
the
actress or
yes,
character?
That's a new one.
I couldn't remember it.
So I don't think anybody's guessed that yet.
Yeah, I don't like to Google them, so I don't answer very many, because some of them I'm like, oh, who is it? And like some of the set years and parts. It's like you almost have to Google some of your one. But
you do. I mean, you gotta look.
So Bricksmith Julian, he'll randomly at any time of the day, I'll get a text from him, and it's a picture of a Lego piece. He's like, "What is this?"
Oh, bring back
my thing is, how fast can I get back to him with what it is and what it came in?
That's what you need to bring back, the Lego element of the day.
Yes. I'm going to be doing an update video, and hopefully I got a new format that I'm thinking about doing for 2021, and I thought about that, including that in videos.
Yeah,
he was doing the short.
Yeah, well, but he was undoing that bulk lot that Jamie bought. Okay. And he was doing a live stream, and I was sitting there. He was doing the same thing, holding up the piece, and he's like, "What is this? What is this?" There's like 4 or 5 people in the chat. Nobody was paying attention to what he was doing, and I just kept sitting there telling him what the pieces were. It's like until I had to go to work, and I was like, "All right, bye."
So I used to always laugh. I mean, it's not. I shouldn't laugh, but in the lug that I was in before, the Facebook group for it was just like people post pictures of what is this?
What is this?
Yeah. Like, and so it's always crack. There are pieces that wait a minute, I got to think. What was that in? Was it? But sometimes it's just like the most common piece. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
When you start, people that are new in the hobby.
Sure. You could go into your drawers that are sorted, the ones that are sorted, pull out some odd piece and just start carrying on about all the sets that they're in.
Yep.
JAABO was doing LEDs before LEDs were cool.
They never were cool. They still aren't cool. Oh, but BrickTsar history. I'm sorry. I know we're on BrickTrains channel. The sig figs. You know about sig figs?
Sure.
Thing. Didn't know about sig figs. Didn't know the term sig fig. So the first episode that sig fig is in a Lego Element Daily video.
So that was the first time that you used the sig fig was in that video that they stole.
Yeah. No, not that video. But yeah, the first the BrickTsar sig fig, as you know, with the tan pants, the space shirt,
right.
The computer programmer head and hair, that was in a Lego Element Daily video, which are probably still the least viewed videos on my channel.
Okay, I get it now. I see what you're saying. All right, Lego, yeah.
It wasn't about him. All right, that wasn't. It was just I think it was like a comparison, a minifigure to whatever Lego piece it was.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember you doing that series a long time ago. We were doing
I mean, there's an entire website dedicated to stuff like that. It's just done much better than what we did. New Elementary.
New Elementary is a great website.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back when you were trying to do a schedule.
What's a schedule?
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily going to do a schedule, but I want to do a format and make it where I can film things in advance and then still have videos ready to go. But I want to have segments in my videos, and I'm thinking of doing that with the pieces.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Like 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
Sorry. I made it go over an hour.
You did.
We still got to do the outro and the intro.
Let's do the outro.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for watching another AFoOL podcast. Old Lego may be boring to some, but we get really excited about this stuff, and we're really hoping that we can talk to David Davis about the Samsonite puppet. But so if you want to see stuff like that, be sure to subscribe. If you want to hear us talk about old Lego, be sure to subscribe to BrickTrains. Follow us on where podcasts are found. That's Joey, BrickTrains. We got Mardi Gras Man. Check out his channel too as well. And even though he's a Saints fan and I'm a Falcons fan, we all like each other, so it's cool.
Bye, everybody.
Who dat?
I don't get it.